Hello, YouTube. We are super pumped for today's Nintendo Direct. It starts in about 20 minutes.
It's happening!
Yeah, so we're gonna do what we can to just record a kind of react video of it. We're both really excited. I'm really hoping for a lot of big news. I mean, they said it's 50 minutes. So I'm hoping for big Zelda news about Zelda 35. Hopefully at least something on Breath of the Wild 2. I'm sure there'll be some updates on things like Pokemon Snap, or I don't know, maybe even some other big franchises, Metroid Prime. The hopes are there, but I don't know. How are you feeling about it, Melissa?
I don't know much about the gaming world. I just like to play the games, especially the Mario games. Last year's been really fun for me, but looking at this upcoming year and what I hope to see, Zelda, I think is the biggest thing that I'm excited about. I loved Breath of the Wild. I've only ever played Ocarina of Time outside of Breath of the Wild and the
Link's Awakening
that came out like about a year ago. So, or I guess almost 2 years, no, year and a half. Either way, so I think those kind of reboots or re-releases would be the most fun for me, because I'd love to play more of the storyline of those. And I also loved Mario 35, so I'm excited to see what or if
maybe a Zelda 35
with Zelda 35.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So we'll see. My hopes are up, but I'm also a pessimist when it comes to these things. So I'm kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo let us down. But we'll see how this goes. And yeah, next time you'll see us will be at the start of the video.
Yeah.
My clock just changed to 5 o'clock. Here we go.
It's happening.
Here we go.
Okay. As expected, release dates are all up in the air.
Ooh, that looks nice. I feel like that's a little refresh from. It's been almost a year since the last real full Direct. Okay, what are they showing us? Starting off with something big. This might be that Bravely Default game.
One day, Pyra just disappeared.
I know this is an actual gameplay, but I love the graphics for it.
Yeah.
I couldn't find her anywhere.
The Irish? I couldn't find her anywhere.
Or Scottish?
It was as if she vanished off the face of all rest.
But he said
Without
Spanish.
A
Didn't sound
trace.
that way.
Where have you gone? I'll find you, whatever it takes. This is where you were. Pyra!
Sorry, Rex.
Not
I
Pyra.
couldn't tell you.
Or somebody else. What?
Because
I think it is her.
I got an invitation to join Smash!
Nice.
What?
That's funny. So yeah, we knew that the Smash, they mentioned Smash in their announcement of this. So we knew they were going to be talking about
Leave
Smash.
it to me, Rex. Behold the power of the Aegis!
That's funny. They really gave the gave him the old okey doke or whatever you want to call it. Thinking that it was a trailer for the game or something, and nope, she's in Smash. Cool. I don't have Smash. I don't have Ultimate. I love Super Smash Brothers when I have played it. I played it a lot on N64 and a few times, on others, but don't have it yet. Just has never been at the top of my list so far, especially because I would mostly be playing solo.
Mithra?
Was Zelda already in it with the
Let
remote
me
bombs?
handle
Yeah, I think they already had Breath of the Wild Zelda in there.
Nope, that's different. Pink hair, blonde hair.
No, she turned into that person. I don't know anything about this game that it's coming from, but I think this is like an alternate form. A lot of players in Smash have ultimate
Lightning Buster!
or something like
Who's
that.
on edge? Ray of Punishment! Chromazine! Foresight!
What? You can even use that?
I feel like they're just running through her entire, like unabashedly being like, and she can do this move, and she can do this move, and she can do this move.
Freely?
Serious
that.
fight!
We can go between others
Lightning
and
speed!
freely.
Together, nothing can stand in our way!
Quite the spectacle, aren't they?
Wait, Gramps?
I've missed this, buddy. Monkey by once in a while.
That just reminds me of
Oh,
the
look, our friends are here.
Never
And there's some
Ending
more.
thing. Like that white flying dog.
You're all mine!
I'll lend you a hand.
Sacred arrow! Burning sword!
Man, this is a long promo.
Sure did! Witness our power!
This is over 4 minutes long now.
Shulk?
I never expected to see you two again. Well, now that you're in Smash, I won't go easy on you.
Ooh, fighting words. You forget. We're fighters too!
Don't know who either of those people are.
Okay, you don't need to. They're both, there you go. They're both from Xenoblade. Not Bravely Default, like I mentioned before. Like I didn't know, but
Hello, everyone. It's been a while. I'm Shinya Takahashi from Nintendo. Last year, we delivered some news through a series of Nintendo Direct mini presentations. However, we haven't been able to present a Nintendo Direct in this style for some time.
you're telling me, bud.
I'm happy to share this Nintendo Direct with you all today.
This is what everybody wants. Nobody wants the small little things and the
We
like.
appreciate your continued support.
You guys making everybody get all hyped for stuff and then being like, here, you're gonna see some third-party games that we're working on
Okay.
and nothing else.
What you just saw
We want the big
was
stuff.
the reveal trailer for the newest fighter in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game, Pyra and Mithra. They originally appeared in the Xenoblade Chronicles series as Rex's 2-in-1 ally. Please look forward to seeing their moveset in Super
Yeah,
Smash
my
Bros.
only
Ultimate.
knowledge of Xenoblade
This fighter
Chronicles
releases in March, so we
is
hope you'll stay tuned just a bit
the
longer.
things from
All right, let's
Zelda,
continue
Breath of the
with our
Wild.
first
yeah.
batch of Nintendo Switch headlines.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Oh, coming
All
to
guys coming to Switch.
Fall Guys is coming to Switch.
That's fun.
It is fun.
Expected.
It's about 6 months too late, but I know that people still play Fall Guys, but the hype is far past its peak with Fall Guys. I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna have to do something new to bring in new players.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll be on like a universal server or if you'll only play with other people on Switch.
Stumble toward greatness when Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout comes to the Nintendo Switch system summer 2021.
Also, there's a pink and blue controller. Can we sell this?
You have 22 minutes before the solar system is destroyed. Venture into the vast reaches of space to uncover the secrets left behind by an ancient
Because
civilization.
they keep on putting text over there.
You have 22 minutes. After that, the sun will explode and the solar system will be annihilated. However, everything will reset, allowing you to continue exploring while retaining information you gathered. By repeating these cycles, you'll gradually unravel the mysteries hidden in the universe. What messages will you discover? How can you prevent the sun from exploding? Why is the solar system trapped in an endless time loop? Find out when the critically acclaimed Outer Wilds launches on Nintendo Switch summer 2021. Put your sleuthing skills to the test in 2 classic murder mystery games.
Ooh, murder mystery games.
Famicom
I'm in.
Detective Club, The Missing
They're both
Heir,
classic,
and
though,
Famicom
meaning
Detective Club, The Girl
they're
Who Stands
ports
Behind.
from older
2
games.
deep cuts from Nintendo history are coming to North
Just saying
America for the first time.
It's not like they're making their own.
Localized in English and
one.
modernized for the Nintendo Switch system. Suspense, drama, and twists and turns await at every corner. You'll be on the edge of your seat as you dive into these deep narratives set in Japan. In one game, you'll solve a complex murder case surrounding a wealthy family in a haunted village while dealing with amnesia.
Amnesia.
But that's not the only case to crack.
一人で教室にいると後ろから誰かの呼ぶ声がする
In the other game, you'll investigate a supernatural rumor after a mysterious death to free
It's interesting
students
that
from
they're
a
not naming
sinister
the
nightmare.
games. They're just saying in the other
Interrogate
game.
suspects
Oh.
and hunt for
Even though
clues
they
to
have
piece
names.
together these
Yeah.
chilling conundrums.
なぜこんなことになった
Can you figure out who the culprit is before it's too late?
助けてここから出して自分の目の前に
He said that it was localized for English, but why are they showing the Japanese?
Uncover the deadly truth in Famicom Detective
Voice
Club:
acting
The
and
Missing
stuff.
Heir and Famicom
they would've-
Detective Club: The Girl Who Stands Behind. Coming to Nintendo Switch
They would have
May
gotten new
14th.
voice acting.
Pre-orders begin
Yeah,
today.
he said
on
that it was
Nintendo eShop.
localized and like modernized.
Figure that out, change
A new age
Maybe they
of
didn't get no
battles
voice acting.
begins.
it. Yeah.
It's like an RPG. Like, never heard of Samurai Warriors. Sorry for the Japanese viewers. I'm sure that it's big in
The
Japan.
latest entry in the Samurai Warriors franchise is coming to Nintendo Switch. Dive into the history of the Sengoku
This is a good-
period
this is
as
good-
the series
a good
now
sign for
shines the
me.
spotlight
Because
on
I'm like-
Nobunaga Oda and Mitsuhide
Okay,
Akechi.
good. They're starting out with all of these ports.
Character
For the
designs
whole
and
last year,
visuals
every
have
time
been
they do one of
revamped for this
these,
installment.
it's all like, hey,
Unleash
this game that's
high-octane
been out
moves
for a
and
while,
electrifying one
it's
versus
now on
1,000
Switch.
battles.
This game that like,
In
It's a
Samurai
smaller
Warriors
title.
5,
it's
slashing
gonna
its
be
way
out.
onto Nintendo Switch.
They're doing all that
summer
in the beginning of
2021.
this 50 minutes, saving the big stuff for last, it looks like.
The vast world of Fadiel beckons.
Fadiel beckons.
After 20 long years, Legend of Mana,
Fadiel.
featuring remastered HD graphics, is coming to
Beckons is
Nintendo Switch.
The game's called Fadiel beckons.
You'll set off on a journey to find the mystical mana tree seen in a dream.
Game looks cool. I like the imagery of it.
Before discovering the world map
Yeah.
is empty. During your travels, you'll acquire special items called artifacts. Place them on the map to bring towns, dungeons, and other lands to life.
Interesting
It's
that
up
get
to you
build your
on
own
when
map.
and where to place artifacts, as well as how to advance the story. Join forces with characters, each on their own personal quests. Square off against fearsome monsters. Or take a break from adventure and rest up at
It's
home.
not something that she's gonna want.
The music has been rearranged for this enhanced version, and you can alternate between the new arrangement and the original soundtrack. Other features have been added, including the ability to turn off enemy encounters, as well as the new minigame Ring Ring Land. Legend of Mana will launch on Nintendo Switch June 24th.
Okay.
Those land sharks?
Maybe. Dragons.
Ew.
New
Don't
kind of
like
game.
that.
Fighters. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty rare that I like see a trailer for a game and think like this doesn't look that fun. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. This doesn't look like a very fun game. Granted, they're not saying anything about the actual gameplay. They're just showing you battling with dragons and stuff. If that's your biggest pitch, is dragons with different names. Yeah, Katie agrees. Katie agrees. That's not what it says.
have important news.
So it's finally beginning.
Go assemble the villagers. 50 years ago, Kamura village was attacked by the Rampage and Magnum Malo. Sounds like some devastating casualties.
How can we fight against that?
Our hunter's about to face the biggest challenge yet! No! We can't lose this gauge! Pull yourselves together!
You're not getting in!
Let's go, everyone!
Go rampage somewhere else!
You listen to me now!
Here it comes! Watch out for the apex! Do not let it pass!
What kind of bear is that?
That's the Apex,
The
baby.
How long do you think it's going to last?
Monster Hunter Rise. I feel
Okay,
like I've
so
heard of this game last
yeah, I've heard
year.
of Monster Hunter. People
We
get
should
very
start
excited about it.
preparations right
I had
away.
no idea that's what this was,
We're here to offer assistance.
but it doesn't look super exciting.
We must stop the calamity!
The
The
Calamity.
Calamity.
Man, I get sued over that one.
The fun version of the Switch, though. I do like how they're kind of making all these
That
fun
was the latest trailer
Switch
for Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom.
console centers.
How will our heroes fare against these ferocious monsters? Stay tuned for the latest installment in the Monster Hunter series, launching March 26th. Next, please take a look at this.
Mario Golf?
The fairway is open once again.
Wow.
Tee off in the latest installment of the Mario Golf series, coming
Oh
to
my
Nintendo
gosh, I'm gonna
Switch.
want that. I only
Start
played
with
Mario
wind
Golf
and
like
terrain.
once or twice on
Take your
GameCube.
time to think things through.
Man, people have been
then
wanting a new Mario
swing.
Golf for a while. All Mario sports games, but I'm gonna be about that.
Enjoy golfing with familiar Mushroom
Yeah.
Kingdom
Gonna update his
characters
whole
on
wardrobe so
courses
that he has,
filled
like,
with lush,
Yeah.
natural
skis.
scenery.
I have a visor
Polo
for when I
shirt.
stream.
Use
I'm just
features
gonna
on the
walk into
greens,
the living
like a
room and
shot
see him
gauge, to see how your
already as if
shot
he's
will
gonna go onto
curve
a
due to
golf course,
slopes.
but with the Switch.
And a
Last golf
scan
game
to
that I
help
played
you examine
hardcore
a
was
course's
Wii
terrain.
Golf.
Yeah.
Wii Sports Golf.
These
And I
features can help you
crushed
ace
that
your
game.
shots.
I played that game so much.
In
18
addition
holes,
to
I was
button
hitting like
controls, you
minus
can also
29.
use motion controls by holding a
Wow.
Joy-Con controller
And this
like
looks
a golf
very
club.
reminiscent of that.
Gently
Do you
swing the
remember
controller
when there
to have
was,
your
like,
character swing in the game, letting
So
you
many
easily
people
enjoy
going
the
to doctor's office
sensation
because
of
they were
golfing.
being injured. Like,
I do not. I remember reading
On
stories
top of
that
all
was happening and never
there are
believing that it
several
was
modes
actually
with new
happening.
elements that truly bring the
Yeah.
heat to Mario Golf,
Ooh.
including this one, Speed
ooh,
Golf.
Speed golf.
That's cool. It's like a
Here,
race where
it's
you race
always
from
your
hole to
turn.
hole.
Everyone tees off at the same time, then you'll race
that's
through the
fun.
course to
That
reach your
one's-
ball.
Imagine
Give it
the
another
like
whack to get it
speed
closer
running.
to the hole, then keep going.
Oh, there's gonna be a
Outpace
lot
your
of
opponents to come
incredible
out on top.
videos by some
Your
awesome
golfing
people
skills
who,
aren't the only
who
things at
make
play.
like how
Make
the
use
speed
of
runs of this.
dashes
Look, you can
and
get
special
stars.
shots to beat the competition.
It feels like a combination
Did
of
we
Mario
mention
Kart.
story mode?
Story
as a
mode?
Mii character, you'll start out as a rookie
Wow.
and develop your golfing
Okay.
skills
This is
while
the big- this is the
interacting
first
with various
big-
Mushroom
big
Kingdom
swing.
characters.
Yeah.
Pun
Level
intended.
up with experience
from
points earned
Nintendo
during matches.
on this.
Then allocate
This is
points
a big-
to different stats.
This is a big one to
allowing
me.
you to develop your
People are
character
gonna be really excited about
however
this.
you'd like. You can also use your Mii in versus play. Put your golfing skills to the test
June
when Mario
25th.
Golf Super Rush swings onto Nintendo Switch June 25th.
I'm
Pre-orders
excited.
begin
I'm
on
hyped.
Nintendo eShop after this presentation.
The latest game in the Mario Golf series adds new gameplay for multiplayer modes, as well as the familiar golf gameplay with easy-to-learn controls. Please look forward to this game on Nintendo Switch.
I'm gonna be really interested.
Let's
to see
move
how,
on
like,
to
they
more
do, like,
Nintendo
clubs
Switch
and stuff.
headlines.
Do everybody have the same clubs? Do certain people have
Check out
special
these
clubs?
games coming to Nintendo Switch.
Some people do putting better versus.
Return to the unforgiving world
it'll be
of
interesting to
Pandora
see.
in Tales from the Borderlands.
Hmm.
Play as the Hyperion lackey Reese.
This is a new, is it?
Quick-witted con artist Fiona as you set out to recover a mountain of
A
cash.
new border? It's not a new
Set between Borderlands
game,
2
that's
and 3, this game includes all 5 episodes, filled with classic Borderlands humor. Gangsters, bandit lords, and vault hunters are just a handful of the obstacles you'll encounter in this choice-driven narrative adventure. Embark on a wild ride when Tales from the Borderlands launches on Nintendo Switch, March 24th. 32 of Capcom's most beloved arcade classics are coming to Nintendo Switch. Rewind gameplay, adjust game speed or difficulty, and select from a variety of display options to relive that sweet
There are some
arcade
people who will be very
goodness.
excited
Get
about this.
1943 The Battle of Midway for free. Then purchase game packs or the standalone Ghosts and Goblins add-on to build your collection. Local co-op play is also
I never played a whole
available.
lot of
Scratch
Capcom
that
games, so
nostalgic itch
it's not
when
a big deal to
Capcom
me.
Arcade Stadium launches later today. Brains. As a zombie, you just
Quite
can't get
the
enough
intro.
of it. In this action game from Aspire, you'll
Shares
build
the
your
hot
zombie
dog
horde
like
and take
that.
revenge on the
Those
city by
people.
turning humans into your undead allies. Replenish your bodily arsenal of sputum
So you
head,
play as a
gut
zombie,
grenades,
that's
and
fun.
more during your grisly mission. This city ain't no match for a dead man. Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel
the
Without a
moves
Pulse
there.
eats its way onto Nintendo Switch March 16th. Pre-orders begin
Be a
today
zombie
on
and pilot a
Nintendo eShop.
hovercraft?
It's Travis Touchdown versus Assassins.
Okay, so Mario
Wait,
Golf was clearly their
aliens?
first big one. You know, they gave us
Aliens have invaded
15
Earth.
minutes of kind of
Hold
the
up. Is this even the right
smaller
game?
incremental things.
Anyway,
like, oh, that's
after
nice,
annihilating an
that's
entire
nice,
city,
that's nice.
the aliens have taken over.
You gave us
Now
Mario
host
Golf.
Intergalactic superhero
I'm expecting
ranking
another
tournament
5 minutes or
inside
so,
Earth's
they'll give us
space.
another big guy.
As the crass beam katana wielding assassin.
A big
Travis
thing about all
Touchdown
these directs that people
will
say,
you
and I
fight your
agree
way
with,
to the
is that
top to save the
it's
world.
really just Nintendo like padding the Nintendo
hey,
Switch.
not
They're
so
pulling
fast.
forward
To enter each
all of
boss
these
fight,
old
you'll have to do some
titles.
odd
They're
jobs
taking all
around
these
town
old
and earn
titles.
enough to pay off the entry fee. You'll
Yeah,
then face
that's
off
right,
against a
Katie.
slew of
They're taking
unusual
all these old
opponents.
titles and they're bringing
Most
them
of
up
them
onto the
aliens with
Switch
some crazy tricks up their sleeves.
so that the Switch can be around for
Study their
15
tactics
years.
carefully to gain the upper
And
hand
they can
in
feel like they've
combat.
got the whole library on there.
With a new and improved
Everything
death
that they
glove,
wanna have.
you'll have access to a variety of deadly skills that can be customized and upgraded before each match. The fate of the world is at stake, so get ready to kick some, whatever aliens have that you can kick. Anyway, it'll all make sense when No More Heroes 3 lands on Earth. Or, you know, Nintendo Switch,
Okay.
August
they're announcing
27th.
through August.
Yeah, they said the first half of the year. They can redo their math.
Exterminate demons in heaven.
As above, so below. Why do they need
I
assassins
feel like
in
the
heaven?
artwork of games, this isn't necessarily fully
Do
in it, but
someone's dirty work.
I feel like the artwork of games is so different from 4 years ago because of Breath of the Wild. I feel like a lot of games I look at and I'm like, oh, this game would not look the same if Breath of the Wild had not existed. Like the grass in this, I look at it and I'm like, that looks like Breath of the Wild stuff. Quite the game.
It's kill or be killed. You won't last long if you can't rely on yourself. God's judgment has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, sorry, we're covering it up. I think it says neon white. Yep.
Uncover Heaven's Mysteries in Neon White, coming to
Okay, what's
Nintendo
next?
Switch, winter 2021.
Okay, we're almost halfway through.
The DC superhero girls are here to save the day.
Hi, everyone. My name's Barbara Gordon. AKA Batgirl.
Our daughter off screen
I'm
is like,
always inventing new gadgets
I'm
to
in.
fight crime,
Yeah, I'll
like
do
my
it.
batarangs and Bathook. This is Supergirl. She's
She's only
super
15
strong
months.
and has
She does
heat
not play
vision,
video games.
plus super
Batgirl,
breath.
Supergirl.
And let's not forget Wonder Woman, an Amazonian warrior who wields the lasso of truth. Along with our friends Green Lantern, Bumblebee, and Zatanna, we fight evil supervillains to keep our city safe. But we're not just about the super life. We also
Feels
have
like it's
our
a game
school
that is
lives, and trust
exclusively
me,
for the
there's
purpose of trying to
never
get
a
young
dull
girls
moment
into
at Metropolis High School.
comic book
Sometimes it'd be nice to get out of
Into the
class
comic
and
book
do
world.
some
Yeah.
shopping downtown with my
and into
besties.
these types of games.
Ooh, and maybe take some photos to share on Superstar Post while we're at it. Hey, I got a comment already. Nice. Ooh, and I definitely want to hit up Sweet Justice later. Uh-oh, something really bad is threatening the city. No one could have seen it coming, but when justice calls, you can count on us to answer no matter what. We've just got to make sure no one figures out our secret identities.
DC superhero girls, teen power, heroically soars onto Nintendo
All right,
Switch,
is
June
this the
4th.
next big one?
Ready the
Nope.
juice cannons and
I feel like
prepare
the
for
next big
battle.
one will be after they cut back to the guy, the executive at Nintendo. That'll be the next big one. I was gonna say, this looks like Plants vs. Zombies. It is. Yeah, it's Plants vs. Zombies. When did the first one come out?
No idea.
It was a web-based game. I want to say 2005? When I was in like middle school, high school, there were people playing Plants vs. Zombies on the web browser at school. They were trying to get around the things that block games and stuff. Whoever has been in charge of keeping that brand alive.
2009.
Okay, 2009, really? So I was a junior in high school. Okay, I felt like it was earlier than that. But still, 12 years. That game, when that first game came out, if you had said there will be new versions of this game coming out in 12 years, I would be like, you mean that annoying game that people get obsessed with online?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Who will join you in your adventure? Hint, anyone can. Band together on a quest to face
Miitopia.
evil and save faces. Miitopia is coming to Nintendo Switch.
It sounds like this
Cast
was
me characters in various roles across the
this
kingdom.
on Wii U? You said it's coming to?
Turn your favorite people into your allies, or even make someone the nefarious Dark Lord.
Stan.
Freaking Stan.
Makeup has been added as a new feature in this game. Glam up your Miis and get them ready for adventure. There's also a new wig feature,
Oh,
letting you
yeah.
go wild with your Mii creations and make them even more fabulous. In the world of Miitopia, relationships are key. So consider
Looks
spending some
kinda cool.
quality time with
I've
allies
never heard
to
of it.
strengthen bonds. This can give you an advantage during battle. If your relationship's sour, though, things might take a turn for the worse. Whoa! You can have a horse as an ally? That sounds
horse.
pretty darn good. Care for it, and it'll lend a hand, or poof, in battle. Venture with friends and familiar faces in the lighthearted romp Miitopia, coming to Nintendo Switch May 21st. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
That's pretty cool.
Super Mario
Okay,
themed
this
items
was
are
expected.
coming to your
We
island.
did hear about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we had seen the slight preview.
Super Mario Brothers 35th anniversary themed items are
We were
coming
big into
to the
Animal Crossing New Horizons for a while.
game.
Haven't really been into it much in a long
Familiar
time.
items
To me,
like
it kind
the
of
Super
just got
Mushroom
boring.
and the
It just
question
became
block
like,
can be ordered in-game as furniture
I'm doing
items.
the same thing every time. But this is pretty cool. This
So place them
That's a fun block.
however and wherever you'd like.
this looks much more in depth than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
You can
I
also
thought it was
place
gonna be
2 warp
like-
pipes.
Wait.
Oh,
that
that's
is a game changer.
Then use them
yeah,
to
that's
travel
really cool.
between
This
locations
is way
on your
more in depth
island.
than I thought it was going to be. This is cool.
Hey, why not try recreating the Mushroom Kingdom?
Yeah,
A
that's
free
pretty
update
cool.
for the game launches February 25th.
I really, I thought it was just going to be like now
After
you can wear
downloading it, Super Mario
can-
Brothers items will be available
like all the
via Nook
bunny
shopping
stuff. You
starting
know, it's
March
like here,
1st.
now you can get the Mario arch. And
Keep an eye
the
on
Mario
the official
chair
Animal
and
Crossing
stuff.
Twitter account for the latest
It's
information.
a lot more than I thought.
That pipe alone would drastically change how I made my island. Because
We hope you continue
hate
enjoying
having to,
life
like,
on your island.
go to different parts of the island but I want to spread things out more.
How was that?
Okay.
These collaboration
Next big
items
one right here, is
will
that what
be
you're going for,
released
bud?
As part of the Super Mario Brothers 35th anniversary
I was
events.
going to say, and now
Please
we're
wait
starting
a
the Zelda.
bit longer for their release.
These games are coming
Speaking
out
of which,
Oh.
last week, we had the global launch for the Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's
We've
Fury
got that. We're almost done with
game. I
Bowser's
hope you
Fury.
enjoyed that Mario adventure.
We're going to start
as well.
streaming Mario 3D World on Twitch soon,
Next,
hopefully this weekend.
We have another game to show you.
Okay. Is it?
leaves us no recourse. Swords!
Never. Esfrost
I have no
will
idea
answer
what
for
this
its
is.
crimes today.
I apologize. It looks
Are
cool.
these
I
the
love these
wages
types of
loyalty?
games.
Raised earth and burnt corpses.
You and no other must decide how we proceed.
You are a leader, and must be the beacon others look to when the night is darkest.
Together with these fields, today you burn.
I promise to do all in my power to see us through this safely, every last one of us.
Yeah, what do you think, Katie?
Come sit with me?
Project Triangle Strategy.
Far, far away lies the continent of Norzilia, comprised of 3 nations and limited deposits of salt and iron. The constant feuds among the nations over these precious resources eventually ignited into a great conflict known as the Salt Iron War. Though the hostilities ceased with an uneasy truce, decades later the flames of war threatened to engulf the realm once again.
You are all.
So did he say before that there are more
Caught
games
in a
and stuff from Mario
tangled,
35
fiery
that
web
haven't
of
come out
plots
yet?
and conspiracies, a brave group from Glenbrook fights to save their kingdom from the powers that would orchestrate
But he
their
didn't.
downfall.
They're not going to announce any of them.
Our benefit, you say?
If they're not ready to announce it, it makes me feel like they're going to come out in like a year and a half, and they're going to be like,
battles take
this was
place
supposed
on
to be part of
terrain
Mario
with
35.
different elevations. A character's attack
But
range is
COVID.
determined by their location and their equipped weapon. The range can be extended by attacking from higher ground with long-range weapons such as bows and arrows.
I really
Thus,
like these
your
types of
forces can
games.
use the terrain and other elements.
So I bet
to
this game will be a
gain
lot
the
of fun
upper
to
hand.
play.
An enemy
But
outflanked is susceptible not only to
I just
your
feel like it's not
initial
going to be high
attack,
enough on the
but
list for
also
me
a
in my
powerful blow
budget
from the
to
ally positioned
actually
behind the enemy.
What have we here?
buy it. Unfortunately.
Charge into an enemy to send them flying into position for a follow-up attack.
We win.
Link attacks together by first casting ice magic on the flames to create water terrain. Then electrify the area with lightning magic. It is of the utmost importance to survey the battlefield before taking action.
I just floated through the air.
He did.
Throughout the story, you
This
will
game
be
does look
faced
cool.
with making important decisions in a variety of situations.
Maybe if it's not
Utility,
like a $60 game, I
morality,
could see playing it.
liberty.
Yeah.
Collectively, your decisions
But I have a
will
feeling that because
establish
they're
your
putting it in this
conviction, affecting how the story
slot
unfolds
in the
and
direct
who
that
will
it's
join your
one of
cause.
their bigger ones that they want to push.
And it looks
Once
like a very
more,
developed
I would
game,
ask
and
you
I feel like
plainly.
they're developed.
Do we or don't we relinquish Prince Roland to Esfrost?
Critical decisions that may determine the fates of nations are settled by vote on the scales of conviction. Use information you've gathered
Did I say
to
what the name?
sway
Is this the
allies
triangle?
toward your
No,
favorite
it's not.
cause.
This isn't Project.
The story will significantly change based on how the votes are cast.
So they refused to relinquish him to us.
Lies! His hand was forced.
As more and more critical decisions are made, your journey may take you down paths divergent from those of other players.
You will see what true might is.
Yeah,
Project Triangle Strategy,
Working
a
title.
brand new
That's what
tactical
I'm saying.
RPG
We know
from
it's not
Square
great.
Enix, will launch in 2022. Please be on the
2022.
lookout for more information.
Yo,
in
dude,
the
you've been playing
future.
Project Triangle Strategy?
After this presentation, a demo version of this game
Oh, that's fun.
will
I'll
be
definitely play the
available to download on
100%
Nintendo
I'll play that
eShop.
demo.
And in the
Yeah.
future, we'll conduct a survey to gather player feedback. We look forward
cool.
to hearing your responses on the demo.
That's good to hear. I'm glad that it's a demo that's coming out a year before the game comes
Please
out.
look forward to future updates on this brand new tactical RPG from Square Enix. Okay, let's see a few more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Calling all hunters. Do you have what it takes?
This is Star Wars. That had a stormtrooper on the door, yeah.
Chewbacca too?
Star Wars Hunters. Okay, nothing else about it, huh?
Star Wars Hunters is a competitive, free-to-play online game set between episodes 6 and 7. Clash in this third-person shooter coming to Nintendo Switch in 2021.
They're just gonna ride out the.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, Fortnite. Something Fortnite.
Do I look at you or the camera?
Knockout City interviews, take 1.
No, Knockout City.
We all play for different reasons.
Korgan love battle. Korgan used many weapons. Triple-bladed war axe, spear of misery, Hades' soul-devouring crossbow.
A princess is supposed to lead her people, not be stuck up in some tower waiting for a hero.
In my line of work, bullets are constantly whizzing past you.
Flaming longsword, blade of doom.
Just once I'd like to catch one of them bullets. You know, with my hands.
With this crown, I'm gonna lead my team to victory and kick some serious ass!
Look, it's simple.
Korgan want new weapon.
In Knockout City, I'm like a kung fu master. I can catch bullets. Woo! Come get some!
Let's find out what sound your
Yeah,
face
I don't know.
makes.
Looks cool. Looks like they're trying to definitely capture the energy of both of them. Fortnite's been.
Roger that. Heads up, Your Highness.
But is this entire game about like people and stuff? I mean, is that?
Can't believe we're losing to a bunch of dairy farmers. Okay, team. They may have won the battle, but not the war.
Hey, can we redesign our characters?
Minutes
Not a team if you're not wearing a uniform.
Max, this is a
In theory.
war zone, not a bloody
It said about 50. That could be like 54, 55 minutes. It could be that 50 minutes ends and then they go, oh wait,
Oh, come on, man. One more
here's all this
game.
stuff.
The fight for survival starts now.
Hang on tight, because you're all going to play a little game of fate for me.
From the creators of the Danganronpa and Zero Escape series comes a fight for your life, literally. Disoriented and trapped in an underwater theme park, the 12 of you, known as the Go-Getters Club, must now survive this game of fate at all costs.
Oh, that sounds cool. Cool idea.
Sorry to scare you all, but the game is canceled.
The game is suddenly called off. You escape the theme park and get a glimpse of Japan, but everyone's vanished. Set off on a captivating journey across the country that blends side-scrolling action with suspenseful narrative.
The one behind the whole game of fate.
As you make your way back home to Tokyo, you'll alternate between working solo and teaming up with the group to overcome challenges and monsters that stand in your way. What awaits you all at the end of your journey? The battle for survival begins in World's End Club, venturing onto Nintendo Switch, May 28th.
Hey, come back. I can't hear anything.
Wield the powers of Olympus with the physical release of Hades. Hades, the critically acclaimed dungeon crawler and recipient of multiple Game of the Year awards, is getting a physical release on Nintendo Switch. This version comes with a couple of extras to assist you on your journey out of the underworld. The first is a PC download code for the Hades original soundtrack. It's packed with 2.5 hours of blood-pumping music composed by Darren Korb, known for his work on previous Supergiant titles like Transistor and Bastion. The second is a 32-page full-color character compendium featuring portraits of the game's vibrant cast of gods, ghosts, and monsters, all by Supergiant's art director, Gen Z. And let's not forget the game itself, offering dozens of hours of exhilarating action paired with a compelling story. Escape the underworld again, or for the first time, with the physical version of Hades on March 19th. 3 deadly action games, 1 masterful collection. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge are coming to Nintendo Switch as the action-packed Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. You are the legendary ninja Ryu Hayabusa, fighting against a great evil with battle skills that are second to none. Wield an arsenal of killer weapons, each offering a playstyle with different set of lethal skills, along with ruthless ninjutsu to swiftly take down enemies. Quickly gauge your opponent's movements while unleashing fast and frenzied combos. And team up with other super ninjas in your quest to fulfill your destiny. All previous
Sorry, I'm not
downloadable
talking
content,
much.
including costumes and game modes, are included.
Our daughter's just cruising around making a lot of noise, so I'm gonna wait, and if I have
Revel
some
in
thoughts
the
that need to be said, I will
Ninja
say them
Gaiden in
and turn
one
my mic
dynamic
back on.
collection. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection slices its way onto Nintendo Switch summer 2021.
Okay, Hyrule Warriors DLC.
Warriors, Age of Calamity.
All about this. I played Age of Calamity. What are they gonna give us? I never 100%ed this game, but I had a lot of fun playing it. Okay, yes, the expansion class. You're not gonna show us anything? Okay, what do you got? Purchase bonus. I didn't even have time to read that. Okay. You didn't tell us anything about it?
There's
Are you
even
kidding
more
me?
coming to Nintendo Switch.
Okay, come on.
Bravely Default 2 is almost here.
Okay.
4 Heroes of Light will
This
soon
has already been
embark on a
announced.
journey to restore the
Maybe they'll
crystals.
just give an
Use
update
the
about
job
it.
system to develop your characters and master the brave and default commands to emerge victorious in turn-based battles.
I live to fight.
Veterans and newcomers to the series can enjoy this brand new story on February 26th. A new trailer for Bravely Default 2 will be revealed following this presentation. The game can be pre-ordered
Okay.
on Nintendo eShop. An updated demo is also available. The latest installment in the legendary Ghosts and Goblins series comes to life as the brave knight
Don't really know
Arthur
anything about
will
Ghosts and
unleash
Goblins.
weapons, spells, and skills to battle monsters across
But
challenging
I'm sure that
stages
they
within
say
the
it's
demon
legendary.
realm.
I guess there's a
Local
lot of people
co-op
who are
play
probably
is
really
also
pumped about
available
this.
for the first time. Help Arthur in his quest with one of 3 supporting characters: Barry for defense, Carrie for transportation, or Archie for bridges. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection launches February 25th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. 8 protagonists, 8 captivating journeys. Saga Frontier has been remastered for Nintendo Switch. Travel
Another
through a
game that I've
stunning
never heard
sci-fi
of. I
world
feel like
with
most of the
many
games that
protagonists,
Nintendo announces
each
in
with
these
their own
things, I
story.
say,
With the
I've never
addition
heard
of
of
the
that game.
playable
I have no
protagonist
idea anything
Fuse,
about this.
new
And
gameplay features,
this one's still filled with a lot of
exhilarating
those.
battles,
Thankfully, there's
and a
been
new
more
scenario for the
actual
protagonist,
big
Acelus.
name titles that
Saga
I know
Frontier
about that I
Remastered
mentioned.
is an adventure not to be missed.
Don't know
The
anything
game
about
launches
this.
April 15th. Apex Legends is storming onto the Nintendo
Okay, I've
Switch
heard of
system.
Apex Legends.
This free-to-play battle royale features a growing
It's
roster of
just
powerful
another
contenders named
Fortnite,
Legends, strategic
PUBG.
combat, cross-platform
I've played those
play,
a few
and
times.
more.
They were kind of fun,
All
but
players on
I don't
Nintendo
have enough
Switch can get
time
an all-new
in my
legendary
life
Pathfinder
to,
skin
to play games
and
like
30
that.
free levels for the Season 8 Mayhem Battle
There's a
Pass.
reason that it's mostly 15-year-olds
Plus,
that
for
play
the first
these,
2 weeks
these
after
games.
launch, earn double XP when you play on Nintendo Switch. Fight for fortune, fame, and glory when Apex Legends enters the fray March 9th.
How's it going so far?
All right, come on. How's it going?
There's
You know what we
still
want.
A little bit more to show you in
Yeah,
today's
you're right. There's a little
Nintendo
bit more.
Direct, So
Come
we
on.
hope you'll stick with us. Next, please take a look at this.
Come on.
Hello there. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer
Yes,
of the Legend
producer
of
of the
Zelda
Legend of
series.
Zelda series.
I'm sure
Unless
a lot
you might
of
want to come
saw
back
me
here.
and thought there might be news about the sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild game. Unfortunately, we don't have
Oh,
anything to
come
share
on.
right now. We apologize. Development is proceeding smoothly, and we should be able to bring you some new information this year.
Oh,
For
come
now,
on.
we'll have to ask you to wait just a bit longer.
More information. You've given
While
us
you're all
no
waiting,
information.
however, this Legend of Zelda game will be coming to Nintendo Switch. Please take a look.
Okay. Okay. This is Skyward Sword. Interesting. Skyward Sword coming to Switch. This is interesting because there's been all these conversations about the potential of them making a collection for the 35th anniversary of Zelda. And this will not be part of it now. If they do that, like they did with Mario, this will not be part of that collection. It'll be its own game. I never played Skyward Sword, so I'm super excited about this. This will be another Zelda game that I will be able to play, which is awesome.
What you've just seen is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. This game originally released in 2011 on the Wii console, and now it's coming to Nintendo Switch. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword featured a control scheme in which players would use the Wii Remote Plus controller
Yes,
as
those
a
are the
sword
goblins
and the
in that.
nunchuck controller as
So
a
I want to
shield.
hear this because they're
With the
talking about
increased
how they're
processing
translating
power
over
of
the
Nintendo
Wii
Switch
motion
system.
controls.
The controls here are smoother and even more intuitive. And we've recreated the controls for the sword and the shield here by having the player hold two Joy-Con controllers. The Joy-Con controller in your right
So you
hand
are
is the
still
sword.
going to use motion controls. The
Swing
thing
it
about
to
this
have
game
Link
is that
swing
it's
his
like
sword
all
in the
motion
game.
controls.
Oh,
The Joy-Con controller in your left hand is the shield. By lifting the controller, you can raise the shield to block enemy attacks. You can perform other actions like using both controllers to wield a bow and arrow. These physical movements add a sense of urgency and tension to combat. But we've also made it possible to play the game with button controls to
Okay,
ensure
good.
it
I was
can be
gonna
played
say,
in
I'm
handheld
really
mode or
surprised
on
if
the
they
Nintendo Switch
still
Lite system. After
are
mulling
just
over how to
sticking
assign different
with the
gameplay
motion
elements
controls.
to different buttons,
So
we
you can
decided
do
to
it if you're
apply
really
the sword
passionate about that.
motions
You
to
can still
tilting the
play
right control stick.
motion controls. I will not. I won't be doing that. I'm playing buttons, and almost everybody will, and they know
Tilt
that.
the stick down when you want to swing the sword downward. To swing to the right, to the left, or diagonally, just tilt the stick in the respective direction.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. It's not. They don't just have a
Here's something else we've been working on.
slash. It's directional.
Specially
Okay.
designed Joy-Con controllers.
Skyward Sword
The
Joy-Cons.
right Joy-Con controller
Those
is
look pretty
themed
cool.
after the Master Sword, while the left features a Hylian shield motif. The Legend of
That's
Zelda
cool.
Skyward Sword, as the game depicting the earliest story in the Legend of Zelda timeline,
Yeah,
details the
Skyward Sword
events
is
around
the
the creation
beginning of the
Master Sword
Zelda
itself.
story.
We hope that people who played the original game on Wii and those playing it for the first time will enjoy discovering the origins of The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD launches July 16th.
Okay.
Following
That's
this
good.
Nintendo Direct, you'll be able to pre-order the game on Nintendo eShop. And the specially designed Joy-Con controllers will launch on the game's release day at your local retailers. Many of you may already know this, but The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was the last original console game prior to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game, and it was still following the established conventions of The Legend of Zelda. However, it gave a glimpse into many features and innovations that would eventually be adopted in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Using the sailcloth to descend
Interesting
in
that
midair,
they're talking about
a
this.
stamina gauge that depleted as you scaled walls with vines or ran. Even the concept
think
of
they're kind of
collecting
like-
items to upgrade gear.
Maybe even like
I hope
prepping
those of you
people
who've
for
played
like
The
there's some
Legend of
stuff that's
Zelda
the
Breath of
same,
the
but
Wild
like
will give this
if
game
all
a
that you
try
play
as
is Breath
well.
of the Wild, be prepared that this is like an older. This isn't a Breath of the Wild. You know, if you've only played Breath of the Wild, there's some
Please
stuff you're
look
used to
forward
that
to
will
The
not
Legend
be
of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
Well, what did you think? The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword has been optimized for Nintendo Switch. It includes
good,
intuitive
but
motion
it's like
controls
everybody
and
expected
button
this, you know?
controls
I was
by
hoping for
tilting
something
the right
bigger.
control stick. Okay, the next game will be our last announcement for today. Please take a look at this.
What do you guys have for us? No. This looks like it's Splatoon. Splatoon 3? Is that what this is? I assume this is Splatoon 3. Splatoon's always seemed like a cool game, but I've never played it. So if that's the one that they saved for the end, that's a little disappointing to me.
Yeah.
Unless it's like an adventure game styled like Splatoon or something.
Because it seems like she has a paint arrow, bow and arrow thing, you know?
Yeah. This is a long intro. They've been really milking these cinematic intros to these video game trailers in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it's just Splatoon 3. Okay. Again, I've never played Splatoon, so I'm like, you could have tweeted this, guys. Like, I know that it's big. I know that Nintendo loves Splatoon, and they try to make a really big deal out of it. Maybe if I was 15 years younger, this wouldn't be the case, but I've never met somebody who's like, I love Splatoon. I've never met somebody who like plays it and doesn't like it. I think everybody loves Splatoon and plays it. It's a fun game, but kind of like, whatever. You could have just released this on Twitter, a little video, and been like, hey guys, Splatoon 3's coming. And a couple 100,000 people would have been like, this is great, cool.
Also for next year.
Yeah. All right. See, he said it was the last game announcement.
What you've just seen is the latest installment in the Splatoon series, Splatoon 3.
You made that very obvious.
This game is scheduled to launch in 2022, so it'll be a while. We hope you'll stay tuned for more information at a later time.
Okay.
Today, we showed you a sampling of games coming to Nintendo Switch. A variety of games are in development. And we look forward to sharing more news with you in the future. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct.
All right.
Thank you for watching.
That's it. Interesting. Okay, well that's that. Real quick before I finish, well, let me do that. Real quick before I finish, put this on. Oops.
It got a little darker in the last hour.
Real quick before I sign off, I just wanted to kind of give my first, the Direct just ended less than a minute ago. Just wanted to kind of give my thoughts, and Melissa, if you have any, you can share them. I think it was all right. It was. I'm super excited about Mario Golf. I think Mario Golf is going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm pumped for that. That is a game that I will buy and I will play and I will love, and I'll be hoping that all the streamers that I watch will be playing Mario Golf. Really excited for that. Skyward Sword also. I love Zelda. I've never played Skyward Sword, so it'll be a lot of fun to play Skyward Sword. That news is a little bit like, okay, like I knew that was going to happen. People have had these massive thoughts for the Zelda 35th anniversary after what they did for Mario, and it was like a given to most fans like me that they were going to do Skyward Sword. So that's good. I'm glad that it's happening. I'm glad that it was in July, I think, right? I think it was in the middle of July. July 17th is what I think they said. So I'm excited for that. That'll be fun. But it's all still just a huge disappointment that there's nothing about Breath of the Wild 2. Oh my gosh. And they even, I appreciate that they mentioned it. I appreciate that they came in and said, that the director, I can't remember his name, but the director of all Legend of Zelda things, that he came in and said, executive producer, maybe that's the title. I appreciate that he came in and he said, I know you wanted news, but we don't have it. But I still am like,
how do you not have
yeah,
news?
that's not good enough. Like, show us a freaking screenshot of the game. Show us where it's at. Show us, like, here's some, don't tell us things. Like, you, like, say some things about the game. Literally all that has happened so far is 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago, potentially almost 4 years ago, that they said the sequel is in development. They didn't show us anything. They didn't say anything about it. So you've had years of developing this game. I don't care if it's not ready. Tell us something. Like, tell us a few single facts about it. Even if they're pointless facts, just tell us new things about the game. So that is a huge disappointment. I think that was a big miss. And I don't understand. I mean, the fact that they came in and said, we know you were expecting, we're not telling you anything. They said later this year, that also is scary to me. Because them saying, we're hoping to give you information later this year, makes it sound like the game is not coming out this year. And I thought it was almost guaranteed that they were going to do a Zelda 35th anniversary and that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out. But maybe not. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty disappointed by that.
Sorry, just a second. Try this. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed by that. What do you have any thoughts, Melissa?
I'm also pretty disappointed by just kind of the whole thing. I think the golf game will be fun, but it's not my kind of game.
Yeah, you're not into like sports games at all, even if they're Mario games.
Yeah. The Zelda game looks fun, like that. I want those games ported over. That was kind of exciting, but I kind of leave this thinking one of two things has to happen. They either are gonna have, I think they're gonna have a new Nintendo Direct not too long from now. That is mostly Zelda themed, like 35th anniversary Zelda themed.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Mario 35th did get its own Direct. They could still do that now. I mean,
But
they
that
talked
was
a
when
lot
they were
about
doing
Zelda.
minis, right?
Yeah,
They were
but
still
it got
doing
its
minis.
own like 35-minute thing.
So I think they threw in Skyward Sword, right? That's the name of it. They threw in Skyward Sword as a like red herring. They're like, hey, we're gonna throw this in, make it seem like we're like actually doing stuff for it, but we're saving all the good stuff for another Direct.
Yeah.
That's my conspiracy theory, and I hope I'm right.
It might be. I hope it is, because I'm like, okay, Skyward Sword's great, but we were expecting like a filet mignon, and you said, here's a burger.
Not even like,
Like-
a nice burger. It's like,
not
here's
e-
a $1
yeah.
menu.
Yeah, and it
McDonald's
was like,
burger.
here's the thing that you've already been expecting. You've had this for a long time. We're just going to give it back to you in another form. So, either way, though, I'm excited about the Mario golf game. You know, they had some other stuff. They had Fall Guys. They had the new update to Animal Crossing's New Horizons. They had a couple of things in there, and a lot of ports, lots of smaller titles. Some titles that I'd never heard of that look interesting, like that murder mystery game or some of the RPGs. But overall, it's kind of disappointing. I'm still excited. I'm choosing to be optimistic and hope that you're right, Melissa, that they're going to come out with more news later, and that they're not knowingly disappointing all of their fans. But that's all for now. Thanks everybody for watching. We hope that you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you thought. Were there things you expected them to talk about? Were there surprises?
Are there games that they talked about that we had no idea what they were, but we need to play?
Yeah. What did you think? Make sure, you know, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm a newer channel, so helps in a huge way. If you want to hear more of our thoughts on these things or watch any gameplay, that'd be much appreciated. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Talk to you later.